Hi friends, today my topic is English as a second language. ESL ESL learners come to school with existing language skills, cultural knowledge, social knowledge, and cognitive abilities. This linguistic and cultural diversity is valued in itself as well. This indicates that a student level of language competence in his or her first language influences the rate of second language learning. Developing first language competence is important not only for reasons for identity and community but also for developing the linguistic and cultural understandings. Learners need to be able to learn another language. ESL and special needs. ESL students who have special needs require services to address both their language proficiency and their special needs. Having English as a second language or dialect does not in itself make a student special needs. Students with special needs that have a disabilities of an intellectual, physical, sensory, emotional, or behavioral nature, or have a learning disability, or have expressional gifts or talents. Strands of ESL. The four strands identified in ESL are interdependent and interrelated and describe the ways in which learners communicate in universal language. Listening refers to ESL learners' development in understanding spoken universal language. It focuses on ability to actively listen for a purpose and involves learning being able to select and apply strategies to make meaning in a wide range of contexts. Speaking refers to ESL learners' development in using spoken universal language for communication for socio and social based learning. It involves developing learners' control over universal language, phonology, word and sentence stress, rhythm and intonation, and the information conveyed by these systems. Reading refers to ESL learners' development in reading, understanding, responding to a wide range of spoken, written, and visual English texts. It involves learners developing understanding of how texts are organized and how language varies according to situation, social and cultural context, purpose, and audience. Writing. Writing refers to ESL learners' development in writing a range of texts for interpersonal, informational, and aesthetic purpose. It involves developing writing skills including spelling, punctuation, and grammatical structures. ESL outcomes and stands are organized into four elements: communication, social cultural understandings, language structures and features, learning how to learn. The language and concept that students learn about at school may not necessarily match those of their first language and culture. These elements help teachers to program and make explicit the language and cultural understanding needed to effectively communicate in universal language. Communication refers to how learners interact with English speaking environment and communicate in standard Australian English. It also focuses on development of learners' ability to produce and respond to spoken and written text. Socio-cultural understanding refers to the development of learners' understanding of and ability to use standard Australian English appropriately in various contexts. It focuses on the need for ESL learners to be aware of the relationship between text, context, purpose, and audience. Language structures and features focuses on the standard Australian English language forms typically used in spoken and written communication. It explores standard Australian English language in terms of pattern of text structure and organization, textual and grammatical aspects of language, print elements, pronunciation, and non-verbal elements of communication. Learning how to learn refers to the expert teaching of learning strategies that enable learners to develop and use standard Australian English in a range of contexts. ESL level. The word level is used in ESL to give emphasis on difference between learning English as second language and a learner's stage of schooling age or cognitive ability. Students can demonstrate the outcomes are similarly in early childhood, primary and secondary ESL pathways. The indicators provide teachers with more age-specific information to meet the needs of ESL learners within their class. Students who have concepts about their literacy in the first language being their ESL progression at this level in reading and writing. Concepts of literacy include understanding that print and writing carry a message, understanding that illustration and pictures can convey information and add meaning to the text, ability to identify parts of book and handle books approximately, knowledge of print convention, example left to right word spacing, knowledge of sound symbol relation. Progression through the levels. ESL learners of average learning ability, social and physical health with uninterrupted schooling will develop the same level of academic English language proficiency as their English language speaking peers. These results suggest that ESL learners will take between 5 to 10 years to acquire the same level of academic English language proficiency as their English language peers. Generally, ESL learners after initial progression through the beginning levels, progression through each level of ESL outcomes within about 18 months. This progression depends on a range of interrelated factors including language background, cultural knowledge, age, social, emotional and physical health, school attendance, previous schooling experience, language of peers in classroom and school, English level used in the community, socio-economic status of family and community, support from family and community, expertise of teachers, school and communities to meet the needs of ESL leaders. Goals of ESL. The overall focus of English as second language is to provide opportunities for ESLs to reach full parity equally with their native English speaking peers. The three board goals set forth in Teachers of English to Speakers of Other Language 1977 ESL standards for pre-K-12 students provide the foundation for design of English as a second language. Though English language instruction, the ESL works towards the attainment of these ESL proficiency standards and goals achievement and realization of long-term personal, social and economic success in an English-speaking society. The goals are to interact in though use learning strategies to competence extend communicative, use English to communicate effectively in a social setting, use English to participate in social interaction, use English to achieve academic standards in all content areas, use English to interact in the classroom, use English to obtain, process, construct and provide subject matter information in spoken and written form, use appropriate learning strategies to construct and apply academic knowledge, use English socially and in culturally appropriate ways, choose appropriate language variety, register and genre according to audience, purpose and setting, vary non-verbal communication according to audience, purpose and setting, use appropriate learning strategies to extend their social, linguistic, social cultural competence. The following chart describes the main roles of student and teacher in core ESL classroom. Role of the students: speak English in all classroom situations, takes risk with the language and ideas, interacts respectively and cooperates with others, participates in maintaining a positive learning environment, develops an attitude of respect and openness to English cultures, participates in some decisions regarding topics, tasks and ongoing evaluation, carries out tasks with a much regard for the processor as for the product, demonstrate individually accountability when working with others, requests and integrates feedback, regulates own competency development, speaks English at all times, encourages risk taking, establishes and nurtures a positive interact learning environment, help students discover English culture, allow for student input regarding topics, tasks, and ongoing evaluation, plans meaningful task and learning and evaluation situation, definitions for learning and evaluation, cooperates with other teachers to develop interdisciplinary learning and evaluation situation, models usage of language process. Thank you for listening. Presented by Sairaj.